Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. My day's already screwed. My mouse is dead.
Oh, I thought it was because Jeffy was here.
Well, there's that too. But my mouse is dead.
Oh,
that just messes up the entire day.
Yeah.
We need to say a prayer.
I agree.
Welcome to Pope Thaddeus Maximus.
No.
That's both. It's Pope
Thaddeus
Obesius.
Yes.
But the full name is Pope Fatimus Obesius the First. Now, some people are saying Fatimus Obesius Maximus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they can call me that if they'd like.
You look great in your Vespers,
Wow.
I'll say that.
So are you
Bless you.
campaigning?
Bless you.
What's?
Yeah, well, the funeral is Saturday, so I'm on my way to the Vatican.
Right.
Oh my
for the funeral.
goodness!
Right.
You gotta make yourself known.
Looks good. I like that. Red is your color.
Yeah, you look really good as a
Bless you.
as a pope.
Thank you. I need a candle. Do we have a? I mean, have you started? Have you started your merch yet? Look at that, Saint Jeffy. There it is. Good job with this, Wes.
I'm not a saint.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
not
it's
yet.
just the Pope.
Yeah.
Oh, Saint in waiting.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of
Yeah,
ourselves.
thank you. I mean, I'm right there hearing the voice of God, but
Sure.
I'm not a saint.
Sure.
Pathead Wade Peeler says, first the Postmaster General resigns, then the Pope dies. And this is Jeffy's moment. Now, I'm just wondering if Roger Goodell is safe, the NFL commissioner. Is he doing okay? We need to keep an eye on him.
I
Wow.
will.
Can you imagine if all three became available? Just take them all.
I will.
Take them
I
all.
can do it
Yeah, of course you can do it.
for a lot less than what all those
Yeah.
those three are making. I'll tell you that. I know, and the salary for the Pope is actually nothing, but
The Pope has no salary?
yeah,
You could change that if you're Pope.
I don't know if I believe that,
yeah,
but okay.
The Cardinals, they only make very little money, but
Do they?
I mean,
They just get things taken care of.
everything gets taken care of.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which is, if that's your full-time gig.
I mean, the
it's
Catholic
perfectly
Church
reasonable.
is worth what? I don't know.
I don't know.
32,000 a month.
100 billion. Yeah, but this Pope actually I don't think took any money.
Oh, somebody did tell me that it's kind of like when you say he chose not to live in the Pope apartment,
Yeah.
he chose to live in the hotel. They're like, yeah, the Pope apartment is run down and it's nasty, and so he's not exactly living in poverty if he goes to the hotel.
No, he is not. He is not. And I will be living in the Pope residence. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I look forward to seeing the white smoke when your name is drawn.
No doubt. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, that'll be great.
Looking forward to it.
First American Pope? That's what we'd be looking at.
Yes, that's true.
That would be cool.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. The first Fatimus Obesius Maximus as well. You don't have to be like 2 or 14 or whatever.
That's correct. One.
You're one.
I'm well
you don't
on
even
my
have
way
to
to
say the one because there's never been a different one. So you're just
just it.
him.
Fatimus Obesius.
Maximus the First, right? Your hat's not really staying in the shot there. You might want
Really?
I know this one's not bad. This is not a bad hat. I love the extra tall ones.
Yeah.
Because I remember at one point they have the guards. And,
Yeah.
and if the Pope's, it's like that thing is heavy. So the Pope will be sitting there. I saw him one time in Mexico, and it's starting to
Oh, no.
lean, and the guard just kind of leans into him to back him back up. Dude, what are we doing?
So your agenda, is it going to be more conservative than the
tell
last
us.
guy?
Sneak peek.
My
Are you
agenda
going to
is
actually-
what the Lord wants.
Okay.
I don't know what your problem is.
I don't have one. I
Okay.
don't
Asking a
have a
question.
problem.
I mean,
That's a great answer,
You're
though.
going to have to be less defensive if you're the
Yeah,
Pope.
I think so.
Sorry to
I think so. No more. First of all,
Yeah. Don't worry about what God
I'm
wants.
gonna do.
I'll tell you right now, don't worry about what I'm going to be saying as Pope.
Can't
I will
wait.
say when they like he came out, he didn't give the sermon on Easter Sunday, but he was there.
Yeah.
And he took a ride through St. Peter's Square in the Pope Mobile, which was
Right.
wide open. And I will say that thing was moving. It was going fast. It was a lot faster than they normally go. They got him out there because he didn't have any oxygen, and it was. I mean, if you stepped in front of that thing, you're getting run over.
From what I've seen, he really wanted to do it. He wasn't in necessarily great shape, but
Yeah.
there you are on your on one of your tours. Ariba.
Wes has been hard at work with the Photoshop.
Awesome.
Now, you can't bet on who the next pope is going to be.
Is that true?
Yeah, Pat had Toby, who lives in Las Vegas and is, he's a degenerate gambler such as myself. He sent me the decree by Nevada, and it says betting on who the next pope will be is strictly prohibited in the U.S., even in states like, and it goes on and just says sports books will not accept bets. The ban applies to online gambling for U.S. citizens. Offshore betting sites banned. So, I mean, my money would be on you, bro, but oh well.
But you can't put any on
I can't put any money on it because it's not allowed by law.
Well, good luck. It's too bad we have to wait 15 days for the vote.
Well, it's technically it's a 9-day process. It could be between 9 and 15, but it's once everyone is at the Vatican. But they're going to be at the Vatican. They're all going to show up Saturday for the funeral.
Yeah, what is this, 1812? Get there.
Right.
Get there.
And so they can start voting early if they're all there.
Okay.
I think it's the 9-day window.
Well, yeah, you got to get there and start lobbying.
Right. You got a glad hand at the funeral, which makes it hard because they've got an open casket for him too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really strange.
Didn't like it.
I don't know that I was crazy about that
like
either,
it.
but they got an open casket, and
They didn't consult you first?
Well,
That surprises me. That really does surprise me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We're gonna have to really test this.
It's tough because
Pope in waiting.
when you're mourning the Pope and you're standing over the casket, you got to say, "Bro, I'm here. You need to vote for me." It's tough. You gotta handle that right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right. You can't look too eager.
Right.
Well, we appreciate you choosing Pat Gray Unleashed over glad handing this morning. Thank you. We're blessed, obviously.
And I will say this. Hopefully none of the elector cardinals are watching right now because it's a little presumptuous maybe that you're wearing the...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe.
yes.
Really?
Maybe just a tad. But
I mean, you got to dress for the job
Right.
you want.
Hello.
Right?
You have to envision what you want, and then it comes
Make it
true.
happen.
very nice. Very nice.
Last time I ran, I didn't have the Pope outfit. So,
Really?
Yeah.
No wonder you didn't win.
That's what I'm saying.
Now that they see what you're going to look like in it,
I mean, I'll look even
you're
better.
a shoo-in. All right. There actually were real things that happened. Not that this isn't.
Whoa.
This is the realest of the real. But some of the things that happened yesterday, thank you for that blessing. Yesterday in the White House press room, Caroline Leavitt updated Americans on the issue of student loans.
In other news, the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion. But fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? The Trump administration will never force taxpayers to pay student loan debts that don't belong to them. Student loan borrowers need clarity, and we're finally giving it to them. Borrowers will now be clearly expected to repay their loans, and those who default on their loan obligations will face involuntary collections. The government can and will collect defaulted federal student loan debt by withholding money from borrowers' tax refunds, federal pensions, and even their wages. America is $36 trillion in debt. We must get our fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple.
That's so simple.
How dare you ask people to do that? How dare you? I took out a loan
Okay.
that I agreed to pay.
Right.
And I signed the papers.
Okay.
Now you expect me to pay it?
I mean, that's old timey.
Yeah, that is. That's crazy talk right there. Oh, man.
That's Nazi talk right there.
It is. Yep.
1.6 trillion. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh.
And at $36 trillion in overall debt, we can't afford to be forgiving all these debts. Come on. You took it out. You knew it. You took that risk. You got to pay it up. Millions, tens of millions of people have done the same thing, and they paid it. They paid off their debt. It might have taken a while, might have been an inconvenience, might have been a hardship. They chose it. They did it. It's not like, I love the talk years ago about predatory bank loan officers. What, were they out prowling the streets?
Yes, they were.
With a semi-automatic gun, putting it to the heads of, you will take this loan. You will accept my $200,000 to get through college and then pay it off the rest of your life. Okay, I don't want to, but okay. Okay. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Nope.
It's not how it works. You went to them. So,
Welcome to adulthood.
And how unfair is it to everybody who actually went through the process legitimately?
The cupboard is bare.
The
cupboard is bare.
She also had this to say about what's going on with the tariffs.
The president has made it quite clear that it's Harvard who has put themselves in the position to lose their own funding by not obeying federal law. And we expect all colleges and universities who are receiving taxpayer funds to abide by federal law. It's quite simple. And the president made it clear he's not going to tolerate violations of federal law. He's not going to tolerate illegal harassment and violence towards Jewish American students or students of any faith on our campuses across the country. And so we will be responding to the lawsuit in court. And again, it's quite simple. If you want federal dollars, obey federal law.
There you go.
Spoke to our entire trade team this morning. There is a lot of progress being made. We now have 18 proposals on paper that have been brought to the trade team. Again, these are proposals on paper that countries have proposed to the Trump administration and to our government. You have Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick, Ambassador Greer, NEC Director Hassett, and Peter Navarro, the entire trade team, meeting with 34 countries this week alone. We are moving at Trump speed to ensure these deals are made on behalf of the American worker and the American people. And just yesterday, it seemed to get a little bit lost in the news, and I think it's a disservice to the American public that it did. The Vice President announced terms of reference for a trade deal with India. That is a big deal. We know when we look at the numbers, the monetary trade barriers and the non-monetary trade barriers from India, they have been ripping off the United States and American workers for a very long time. So the fact that the Vice President with Prime Minister Modi on that trip in India announced these terms of reference, which is essentially a framework to move the ball forward to sign a good trade deal between our two nations, is great progress, and it speaks to the work ethic and the real labor that's being put into this effort by the president's trade team.
Okay. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, so we've got student loans need to be paid back, and tariff deals are happening. We've had proposals from 18 different nations, and we've got 34 more to negotiate with this week. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
we're on a pretty good clip here.
We are. We still heard from China, though, because I know they're saying they tease the fact that these other countries would make deals and then go before China, like together as a cabal.
Yeah, they don't like
we're
that.
Make a deal. China is unhappy about that. No, they do not want that.
But here's what I say about that: tough.
We've added that to the tough act.
Yes,
of 2025.
Yep,
yeah, good. That's what
exactly. So have we heard about the issue of China and tariffs yet? She hasn't gotten to that, has she?
That's here. The next clip.
All right.
Okay.
I asked the president about this before coming out here, and he wanted me to share with all of you that we're doing very well in respect to a potential trade deal with China. As I mentioned, there have now been 18 proposals in more than 100 countries around the world who are wanting to make a deal with the United States of America.
Heard that somewhere.
And the president and the administration are setting the stage for a deal with China. So we feel everyone involved wants to see a trade deal happen, and the ball is moving in the right direction.
I like that. Okay. So even with China, we're making progress. That's really important. The stock market was up. Was it 1,000 points yesterday? And futures are up today, hundreds of points. Yeah. So things are, hopefully working themselves out.
Yeah, futures were up too earlier when I checked.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. As I just said,
they were happy with them saying that they weren't going to get rid of Powell, right? So at least that's what they claim, is that the stock market was like, oh, he's not going to get rid of Powell. That's good. Yeah. Is it, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think there should be Federal Reserve Board to begin with. So,
yeah, the premise
that's an
is
issue.
wrong.
Yeah, right.
We don't need a new Fed chair. We need no Fed.
Yeah, exactly. So you're asking the wrong question. President Trump was also asked about the Epstein files. Oh my gosh! Thank you.
About time.
It's got to be a month since we last heard of
Let's
it.
see. Hold on. Maybe they're.
Oh, do you have them back there?
Well,
you do have a mess back
the White
there.
House gave me a folder.
Okay.
And so let's just see. if
cool.
See what's in here. Oh no, it's still the same same deal.
Just redacted.
But it was declassified, so
Bit redacted.
that's important.
Okay, but here's President Trump on that situation.
Documents?
Epstein files.
I don't know. I'll speak to the Attorney General about that. I really don't know. I know that we've done the RFK, the Kennedy, Martin Luther King is out there very shortly, so we'll find out. But we've really announced we're doing them in full transparency. You know, when we did JFK, people were saying, "Oh, maybe it wasn't all; it was all." And people actually went up to the office and they looked at some things that were, not really easily available, and they were amazed that we gave it all. And I don't know if it solved any problems for people. People still have questions one way or the other, but I'm not. But 100% of all of these documents are being delivered.
Okay, now let's get back to Epstein.
Yeah, right.
Let's get back to Epstein.
So he's going to talk to the
already
Attorney General about it.
I guess is that what Patel's going to say too? Is that they're going to put it all on Bondi's shoulder?
Well, they've already done that by saying that the files were on her desk. I mean, they did that day one.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're beyond they're on my desk portion now.
I mean, she's got a lot of things going on. Yeah.
Yes, there are things going on.
Her desk is a busy desk. Got a lot of things happening.
But if this wasn't possible, they shouldn't have promised it to us in the beginning. Don't tell us like the next day after I'm confirmed, you're going to have the files. Not the case, not even close to being the case.
Right.
Now we don't even hear about it.
The RFK files were kind of a dud. I haven't heard much going on in there.
No. There wasn't much with the JFK. There's not much with RFK. So, I don't know. We're never going to know the truth.
Right. In hindsight, is someone at the CIA going to type up a memo that says, hey, guys,
I did it.
just don't say anything to the press about, the Kennedys that we killed. And then we'll tuck this into a file that you'll never see. So, I mean, yeah.
They were talking about a second shooter in the Sirhan thing, and that he didn't even do it. Well, that's bizarre. He was right there.
Shot in the back.
There were multiple shots, though, right? They were coming from different directions.
I mean,
That's what they
RFK
were
guess
Jr.
so.
doesn't think that Sirhan is the killer.
Rosie Greer was right there and brought him to the ground. I think broke his thumb in the process. I mean, he was a big guy. He played for the Los Angeles Rams. He was a big supporter of RFK Jr., and he was in the crowd. And when the shots rang out, he grabbed one of the guys, at least, that shot him, Sirhan.
Right.
And
but they're claiming that with the new evidence, it seems like they're saying that
there was another shot somewhere
There was
else.
another shooter, and I don't know that Sirhan ever fired.
Right. And so RFK Jr. thinks that the security guard, Caesar, was the one that killed his dad, not Sirhan.
Interesting.
So,
wow.
Yeah, because the shots, he was shot from behind, if I recall, which is where Caesar was.
But Sirhan was in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have that.
And that's fascinating. What about Epstein?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Right. Just a tad more current. There's something going on there. Right? There's just something going on. There's some names that somebody doesn't want to release.
Gotta be. I don't understand it.
I don't either.
And if they were going to be, fully transparent, then tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us. We're not going to do it. You know what? We're not going to tell you. Have a nice day.
If that's the case, tell us.
Yeah.
And if he's an agent from Mossad, I wonder how many calls have been placed from Israel to D.C. in the last few months.
I don't know. I mean, do you have any evidence on that?
Oh, there's just a lot of chatter that there's some connections there between those around Jeffrey Epstein, including what's the lady's name? Ghislaine? I can never remember.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine
I think it's her dad. So I just something's holding them up, and any theory is good as any other right now as to what the delay is being caused by. But we wait. We wait.
In the meantime, I think we skipped over President Trump weighing in on China and the tariffs and the situation that's going on there. Here's what he had to say about it yesterday.
Yeah, my relationship with President Xi is great. It's been great for a long time. We've had a very good relationship, and I think we'll make a deal with China.
Mr. President, in your meeting with...
If we don't make a deal, we'll set it. We'll just set the number, and, I think they'll want to be a part of the United States. We're doing great. This is the golden age, as Paul said. We're talking about the golden age. It will never be a time like this, in my opinion. And China wants to be a part of that, too.
Okay.
There you go.
Done deal. Although it's not quite yet.
Not quite.
But he seems pretty optimistic. And lately I've seen a lot of the officials saying that, it's there's a cooling off period right now. We're going to get back to a better place soon. So hopefully that'll be the case. Meantime, let me tell you about something that's buzzing all over the news right now, all over your socials. Ivermectin and mebendazole. It's a really powerful combination, and it's making waves as one of the biggest breakthroughs in modern medicine. Ivermectin tackles parasites, while mebendazole fights worms. And get this, it's even been tested for cancer treatment. So together they help cleanse your body of toxins, and it lets your body's natural healing process take over. Jace Medical has launched a game changer, 90-day supply of compounded ivermectin plus mebendazole in their parasite use case kit. It's the fastest, most affordable option out there, 35% cheaper than anywhere else. Trust me, you won't find a better deal on this. If you're ready to take control of your health, go to jace.com, get your 90-day supply today. And here's the kicker. If you use the promo code PAT, P-A-T, at checkout, you'll also score an exclusive discount. That's PAT at JASE.com. Don't wait. This is your big chance right now to stay prepared and save big at jace.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed is here.
You know what else? Did we even talk about Earth Day yesterday? I don't think so on this show, right?
How dare we?
How dare we? The biggest day of the year.
Right.
Where we celebrate the creation, not the creator. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's fantastic.
I'd like to go on record as saying no.
No? Would you like to say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Earth Day, in fact, and we're just really embarrassed that we didn't stop and really take some time to celebrate and to worship Gaia, But San Francisco did. Nancy Pelosi, Al Gore, and others were hanging out in San Francisco yesterday.
Big day.
Our Constitution, written by our founders, is intended to protect us against a threat identical to Donald Trump. Someone who seeks power at all costs to get more power.
Former Vice President Al Gore came out swinging against President Trump.
Drill, baby, drill.
His administration's push for the use of fossil fuels Monday at the start of SF Climate Week at San Francisco's Exploratorium.
Anywhere in the world where there is an effort to pass legislation or regulations that reduces the burning of fossil fuels, they are there with their money, with their lobbyists, with their captive politicians, blocking it as best they can.
Gore, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2007 for his work on climate change, spoke to this crowd, just like Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi and San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie. But it was Gore whose energy seemed to resonate.
Right now, the entire continent of Africa, fastest growing population in the world, has fewer solar panels installed than the single state of Florida in the United States
and what
of
are we
America.
supposed to do
That's
about
a disgrace.
San Francisco's Climate Week includes 1,500 organizations.
That's amazing.
And more than 600 events this week in the city, the largest in all of the United States.
Ooh.
The climate movement is growing, right here in San Francisco.
So many of the things we were able to do in Congress came from San Francisco.
The solution is what you're doing here in Climate Week here in San Francisco.
Scream about
we
it.
have got to rise up.
Rise up,
change
baby.
This situation.
And how fitting to have this Climate Week welcome event here at this Moratorium, which is self-powered with more than 5,000 solar panels on its roof. In San Francisco, J.R. Stone, ABC.
Thank you, J.R.
J.R. Stone.
Powered by what?
Powerful.
So I guess we're responsible for installing solar panels in Africa now?
Guess so. Must be his
I didn't
company.
realize that was our
Must be the
responsibility.
company he's invested in.
You know what it is? He talks about they're there with money. This guy became a billionaire.
Yeah, thank you.
On the climate change garbage. Well, I've invested in what I believe in. That's what I do. That's not what they said about Glenn when he was invested in gold and then started doing commercials. Oh, okay, but for Gore, it's perfectly acceptable.
Well, I mean, with Gore, he gets the best of both worlds.
Jeez.
He makes money off of the climate scam, and then he sells his network to a country that's powered by fossil fuels.
Yep. Was it Qatar or was it UAE? One of the two. Anyway, he made, I think, just his portion was $200 million on that sale. And he got no, except from us, of course, got no flack for that. Incredible. It's just, I mean.
He betrayed this country.
Yes! He played on our fears. That's what he did. Played on our fears.
Boy, when Al gets angry, his voice gets very grumbly.
Mm-hmm. You know? He played on our fears. But he still has the lisp at the end, which makes it nice.
Yes.
You know, because you want that consistency.
It's a rare combination to have,
is.
you know, a raspy voice,
screamy voice,
a lisp.
And a lisp. It's a really good combination.
So I wonder what SF Earth Week or Climate Week or whatever the hell they're calling it. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, whatever the heck they're calling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your Pope outfit.
You
got to be careful there.
Gotta be careful there, buddy.
I'm going to say my rosary.
The selection committee is watching.
I wonder how much they paid them for that.
Right.
For the appearance?
No, they did it out of goodness.
And maybe they did. Maybe they did because he's hawking investing in solar panels, so that's probably his company.
Probably.
So he did it for, to hawk the business.
Mm-hmm.
These people. I know.
I can't.
I know.
I can't with
Every single stinking one of them.
Yep. Is there more, or do we already
We got 2 minutes and a 20-second clip if you want to fire it away. I don't think you can make it through all of it, Al Gore.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
In mind, I want to note that before I use what is not a precedent, I understand very well why it is wrong to compare Adolf Hitler's Third Reich to any other movement. It was uniquely evil, full stop. I get it.
Full stop.
But there are important lessons from the history of that emergent evil, and here is one that I regard as essential.
I thought you said full stop.
Yeah, no.
In the immediate aftermath of World War II, a small group of philosophers who had escaped Hitler's murderous regime returned to Germany and performed a kind of moral autopsy on the Third Reich. The most famous of the so-called Frankfurt School of philosophers was a man named Jürgen Habermas. Best known, I would say. But it was Habermas's mentor, Theodor Adorno, who wrote that the first step in that nation's descent into hell was, and I quote, the conversion of all questions of truth into questions of power.
Like you're doing right now.
Right.
Like
He
you've been
described
doing.
how the Nazis, and I quote again, attacked the very heart of the distinction
Thought you said full
between
stop
true and false.
on the Nazi situation.
End quote. The Trump administration is insisting on trying to create their own preferred version of reality.
I don't think full stop
they say
means what you
Ukraine
think it
attacked
means.
Russia instead of the other way around. And expect us to believe it. At home, they attack
Expect us
heroes
to
who have
believe
defended
it.
our nation in war and against cyber attacks as traitors. They say the climate crisis is a hoax invented by the Chinese to destroy American manufacturing. They say coal is
It was
clean.
invented by me.
They say wind turbines cause cancer. They say sea level rise just creates more beachfront property. Their allies in the oligarchic backlash to climate action argue that those who want to stop using the sky as an open sewer, for God's sake, need to be more realistic and acquiesce to the huge increases in the burning of more and more fossil
I can't
fuels,
take it
which is
anymore.
what they're pushing.
Al Gore stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Excruciating. Oh my gosh. Everything he's doing, and this is what they always do. He's deflecting to everybody who doesn't believe him.
Yep.
That's what they do. That's what he's good at, and he just did it again. Wow. I did not miss him.
Holy
I might
cow.
surprise you to know. I didn't miss him.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. Great to have the Pope with us.
Bless you.
Very soon.
Is it Pope-elect? Like, what is your Pope in waiting? What are we?
Wannabe.
Pope in waiting, yeah.
Pope wannabe.
So, Pope Wannabe is about to chew the fat. And it goes a little something like this.
There's a lot going on in our nation today. Lucky Jeffy is here instead of at the buffet.
That's
here
true.
to give us the news in his own special way. Unlike Joe, his vim and vigor is on full display. Just because there's a mic doesn't mean you have to speak. But he tends to break that rule this time every week. Not that any of us are upset by that. Now it's time for Jeffy to chew the fat.
I will say after chewing. I will say after chewing, I'm gonna get out of the Pope outfit. Though.
What?
Yeah, the hat. I need a hat.
Is that even allowed?
I need
Is
a
that
hat
allowed?
designed specifically for me, sized for me.
Oh,
this is starting to.
And it's. What is it, cutting into you?
Quite, yeah.
Does that disqualify you from the election
Yes,
next
it does.
week? Or, oh, no.
No, it doesn't disqualify me. You kidding me?
Dress for the job you want, baby.
Which I have. Mm-hmm. I made my point. Now, I'm just... It's time to...
They see you're not fully dedicated to it, though.
That's
They want a pope who is absolutely all in. And clearly...
I am. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I don't know. Might need penance for this.
Now you make me feel bad. I'm
Yeah,
leave it on.
Well, chew the fat.
You're right.
We'll
All
work it
right.
out.
Today marks the 20th anniversary of the first video uploaded to YouTube.
Oh,
yes.
nice. I
Remember
this.
me at the zoo?
Me at the zoo. Yep. We don't have any audio. Is that old technology?
Cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks.
Oh,
trunks. That's cool.
That's cool.
And
20 years
that's all there is to say.
That's all there is to say.
So who is that guy?
355 million views.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Really?
Yeah, we just added to it.
Wow.
355 million.
So who?
One.
How did he?
He's got a few million subscribers. Yeah,
That's weird.
Just
Like,
a YouTube
how did
guy.
he know there was a YouTube to upload a video to?
Yeah, I mean, according to YouTube, think of where they've come in 20 years, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They just surveyed.
amazing.
They just surveyed 2,500 U.S. consumers, and they asked which platform consumers used most often to view video content on their TV. Right, so Netflix retained the top spot with 25%. YouTube 15%. That's just TV. Then they say basic cable is 10%. I mean, I personally don't know anyone who has basic cable in my life. No, it's weird.
It's changed a lot, yeah.
Remember in February, according to the Nielsen Distributed Gauge Report, YouTube had 11.6% of all TV viewing. I mean, it's just incredible. According to reports, they estimate 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. It's staggering. 30,000 hours of video every hour. That gets you to 720,000 hours of video updated to YouTube a day.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've watched all of them.
I mean, a lot of it, that's for sure. And don't forget, they were one of the big sponsors of the White House egg roll, too, this year. Alphabet and Amazon and Meta, along with YouTube. Amazon sponsored the Reading Nook. Meta was involved in the AI-powered experience and photo opportunity. Alphabet's YouTube sponsored the Bunny Hop stage. They've come a long way. They all spent a bunch of money to be a sponsor of the White House Easter egg.
Different than last Easter.
No doubt about that.
At the White House.
Big time.
Boobs and whatnot
Big
showing.
time.
Right?
Well, I don't know.
That?
Oh, yeah.
The trans guy?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, standing outside the gate. Yeah.
No, in the yard.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
Was it in the yard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Skywatchers, here's a big thing for you to look at Friday morning. All right, April 25th, around 5:30 in the morning. Venus, Saturn, and the Moon are going to briefly align during a rare triple conjunction, and it's going to resemble a smiley face and look like this in the sky before the sun comes up. So just so you're aware, Keith, look up. Anyone wanting to try a glimpse at the conjunction should find a clear eastern horizon which to observe.
Which sky?
So it's going to look at our sky.
Which direction, though?
Up.
Okay.
That is up. It's confirmed, yeah.
Okay.
Look up.
It'd be kind of cool, though, if that actually happens, if you could see it.
You noticed how low in the horizon the moon has been this week?
Yes. Looks like a big orange slice, too.
Yeah.
And it's red.
Really
and all
cool.
that. Yeah.
It looks like it was, it's like right there.
Right there.
Yeah, it's pretty. A team of scientists claim to have discovered a new color that no human has ever seen before. The research follows an experiment in which researchers had laser pulses fired into their eyes. By stimulating specific cells in the retina, the participants claim to have witnessed blue-green color that scientists called Olo. Some science experts are claiming, maybe not. I don't know that that's actually true. But they were.
And that's it right there?
That's the new color, yeah.
Okay.
Olo. Similar, as close as they can get. As close as they can get. The findings published in the journal Science.
I use that.
These scientists need to get out more. I see that every day.
They published it in the journal Science of Advances. Journal Science Advances on Friday, and they described the study's co-author, Professor Ren Ng from the University of California, as remarkable. That shade that you saw there is as close as they can get to it. The 5 participants in the study, 4 male, 1 female, who all had normal color vision. 3 of the participants, including Professor Ng himself, were co-authors of the research paper. They looked into a device called Oz, and it was this device here, which consists of mirrors, lasers, and optical devices. The equipment was designed previously for some involved researchers. So who knows? I mean, they shoot a laser beam into your retina. Are you going to see a different color after a laser shoots into your retina? Yeah. I think so.
No, thank you.
So let's see. I don't know. To verify the color they observed during the experiment, other scientists are saying probably not.
I've seen that color long before this story broke. It's called the Seattle Kraken logo in the NHL, and you can see it. I don't know if
that's not Olo, man.
What do you mean it's not Olo?
It's not Olo. No.
It's absolutely Olo.
No, it's not. What are you, colorblind?
It's
not
Olo.
It's not Olo.
Oh, hang on. There.
Did they really think this was going to be a sensational discovery? Are they really proud of themselves?
If we shoot a laser in your retina, you're going to see a different color.
Get him a Nobel Prize, because that is astounding. Remarkable.
Oh, my goodness.
So silly. Hey, be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, with Jeff Fisher for as long as it lasts. I mean, if the white smoke blows...
Yeah.
For me, I don't know that I'll be able to continue doing Chewing the Fat.
People are asking that in the tweets this morning.
I'll try, but...
yeah, they want to know.
You could do it from the Vatican.
Yeah, I could.
Think of the acoustics, bro.
Oh, right. That'd be cool.
That would be, right?
Yeah, Chewing the Fat from St. Peter's Square.
Yeah, once in a while, you could maybe do the show from the vault. And show us around the vault
would you,
a little bit.
If you were Pope,
cool.
would you show us what's down there in the library?
Would be cool.
You get some downloads on that.
I would give everything 100% transparency.
But don't send it through Pam Bondi.
I've heard that before.
Congratulations are in order to Mick Jagger, who's 81 now. Apparently,
New dad.
He
Is a
and
new
Melanie are engaged.
Oh, good.
Well, they've been engaged now, I guess, for a couple years. We saw them. This is in March at the pre-Oscar party. Because he was participated in the Oscars for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Mick's third time, I guess, to be engaged. I don't think he's going to get married because they met in 2014 when he was on tour in Japan.
And she was in diapers?
She was on tour with the American Ballet Theater. No.
Sure she was.
She's 37.
Oh, okay.
She's getting along in the tooth,
19
man.
in there.
Mick's got older kids. So they welcomed their son. So they have a kid together already. Jagger's 8th kid, Devereaux. He was born in 2016. Wow. Then now she is retired from the American Ballet Theater, and she writes erotic novels.
Oh, nice. That's great.
So Jagger has eight. Jagger
So what
has
do you
8
do?
kids. Jagger has 8 kids now with 5 different women.
All right.
So he's got daughter Karis, 54, older than
Considerably.
the
wife.
It's got daughter Jade, 53. That he got with Bianca, and they were married from 71 to 78. The oldest child is with actress Marsha Hunt. She's 54. Then he also shares 4 children, daughters Elizabeth, 41. You may know as those first 3 children are older than his woman now. Georgia May, 33. Sons James, 39. Oh, he's older as well. And Gabriel, 27. Those were from Jerry Hall. Now, they were engaged from 1997, but they never got married. Jerry got her wealth from, what's-his-face, from Fox. The old man from Fox. Who runs
Rupert
Fox?
Murdoch?
Yeah, Murdoch. Murdoch, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she
Rupert
married,
Murdoch and Jerry Hall?
Yeah, they were together for a while.
Really?
Yeah, she got
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she got a couple of nice bank accounts.
I'll bet.
Rupert. And then in 99, he had his son Lucas from model Luciana Mored Jimenez. And then he had this kid with
he's busy.
He is busy.
He's trying to catch up to Elon.
Can't put an age limit on love, though.
That's right.
For Mick.
That's exactly right. Let me take a minute and tell you about something the media would rather that you just ignore. You've heard their version of January 6th, of course, the horrific civil war that it was. It was just an insurrection, and millions died that day. Now you can see what they've been trying to hide from you the whole time. In the final episode of Blaze TV's in-depth investigation, that has dropped now, and it blows the narrative wide open. We've got Capitol surveillance footage, conflicting timelines, and serious questions about Officer Harry Dunn's story. I mean, that guy's been lying from the beginning.
Yep.
It's streaming right now exclusively on Blaze TV. So subscribe right now at blazetv.com/J6. That's blazetv.com/J6. Watch the full investigation from the very beginning.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
With Pope Maximus Obesius Maximus.
First.
The first. Mm-hmm.
My hat is knocking things over. I know, it's banging stuff over behind me. Got to be careful. Bill Owens, you know him, you love him, executive producer of 60 Minutes, said that he's resigning from the program. I know. He's telling staffers that he has lost his ability to make independent decisions about the show. Over the past months, it's also become clear that I would not be allowed to run the show as I always have run it. Yeah, full of lies, misinterpretations. He wrote a memo obtained by Deadline to make independent decisions based on what was right for 60 Minutes and right for the audience. So having defended this show and what we stand for from every angle over time with everything I could, I'm stepping aside so the show can move forward. Yeah, how's that settlement going with Trump? Is that happening? Is that going on yet? I mean, it absolutely is. They're getting ready to settle with that, and they want a merger. Paramount Global needs approval to merger with Skydance, so they want the Trump stuff to go away.
Right.
And Bill, have a nice day. You're going to go away too. We're tired of everything that you've done. Now they, of course, gave him a bunch of love and said that Bill has led 60 Minutes with unwavering integrity, curiosity, and a deep commitment to the truth.
Oh, sure.
He's championed the kind of journalism that informs, enlightens, and often changes national conversation. I will say there's plenty of stuff that has changed the national conversation.
Yeah.
Because of that. But he's gone. Have a nice day. Take care. We love you, Bill.
Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out.
Take care. Nadine Menendez, wife of former U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, convicted this week of cooking up a crooked scheme with her husband to sell out his political post for gold bars or Mercedes-Benz and other bribes.
So he's clean as the wind-driven snow, right?
So, no, he's guilty. He's already been found guilty. He's going to jail in June.
Right.
But
she was the
mastermind. To jail in June. She was found guilty of 15 federal corruption charges. The jury deliberated for a couple of days. I mean, it's because they just wanted free lunch for a couple of days. So, he was convicted for his role in the plot, and he stepped down from the Senate, and he's supposed to serve 11 years starting in June. Now and that's when she's going to be sentenced, about the time he goes to jail.
Oh, boy.
But he had talked to the one judge to postpone him going to prison so that he could aid his wife in her trial. He never showed up for the trial, not once. Wow. He was never there. So did he help her at all outside of not going to the trial? Who knows? But, I mean, we already know that he tried to throw her under the bus in the beginning with
which is a classy move.
How's her cancer doing?
I guess fine. I guess fine. She showed up. She was at court every day. But they say that she leveraged his powerful post as the head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to lobby colleagues to unfreeze the $300 million in Egyptian military aid that had been held up due to human rights concerns. So what? There's an insurance broker, Jose Urbe, who testified that he bribed Nadine with the new Mercedes-Benz C300 in exchange for her husband's help in shutting down a criminal probe against him. FBI agents raided the couple's home, found the Mercedes parked in the garage, $150,000 in gold bars. They've $400,000 in cash stuffed in envelopes and strewn across the home, and inside the former senator's official government windbreaker. I didn't know they had an official government windbreaker, but he had one. He had one and had cash in it. I mean, you can't even have cash or gold bars laying around your house anymore. What is the problem?
What is this, Russia?
She faces, she's going to jail for at least 11 or 12 years as well. And so have a nice day, the Menendezes. Bob Gold Bar Menendez. They'll both be in prison at the same time. What a bunch of douches.
It's gotten to the point where you can't even accept a few bribes from other nations.
Well, he tried to help somebody out, and they say thank you with the gold bar. Exactly. What am I supposed to do? Say no?
But no, of course not. You can't. You can't.
It's illegal to say.
Can't say no to a bribe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not illegal if you don't get caught.
Right.
She was the one fronting it all, though. There were plenty of.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, she was the one that was going to restaurants and saying, "What else could my husband
do?" Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thank you for being here. 888-933-93, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You know, the weather's heating up, and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA. They use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating, so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat and try Miracle Made sheets today. Whether you're buying them for yourself or as a really nice gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get a 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product that they back it up with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund, just like that. Upgrade your sleep tonight without any risk with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Pat and treat yourself. I'd like to thank Miracle Made for sponsoring this section of the episode.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah! Yesterday was Earth Day, and it's April 22nd every year, right? Can't believe that kind of sneaked up on us this year. But the nonprofit that manages the event has selected the theme Our Power, Our Planet.
Oh, Our Power.
For this week.
Our Planet.
Yeah, so they want everyone around the globe to unite behind renewable energy.
Wait, this week?
Yeah.
No, you're getting a day.
Yeah,
Stop pushing it.
I mean, it's going to be a month or a year pretty soon. In the spring of 1970, the editors of Ramparts, which is now defunct, but it was a left-wing publication, they predicted the annual Earth Day would become the first step in a con game that will do little more than abuse the environment even further. And isn't that the truth? That's exactly what's happened here. Mm-hmm. So a natural gas power plant, okay, which they claim, I guess, it's not renewable, right? Which I say petroleum products are renewable because it's a natural goo that occurs
from
in the earth.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
And we never seem to run out.
No, we don't.
Despite all the predictions
we
of
continue
peak
to
oil.
find it in new places.
Yep.
Over and over.
But a typical natural gas power plant needs 0.2 acres to operate. So about the same space as a normal-sized home in America. You'd have the 0.2 acres and just a little bit of a lawn in front and some in back. It doesn't need to sit in front of a windy and otherwise beautiful mountain. But to get the equivalent power from wind turbines, you need 370 times as much land use.
Wow.
370 times. And turbines that tower 300 feet into the sky.
Huge.
Also, solar facilities use 140 times the land of a natural gas plant. I mean,
and by the way, they never give us the amount of power that they claim they're going to.
Never.
It's always a guess that if we have these many turbines, you're going to get this much power. Oh, you know what? That didn't happen. Sorry.
Did I send in the photo of the mountains that are covered by solar panels in China? Maybe I didn't send that in.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Look at that. What is that?
What is
that?
Is that the
rendering.
arc? No.
That's
awesome.
a rendering of a black box in Australia that's supposed to document climate change on the Earth.
Ooh.
But the reason I didn't get to it in chewing, because they made a big deal about this and creating this, like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just gone away. Nobody's talked about it. We were supposed to have access to all this information. It was going to document how the Earth was dying and be there for future peoples to find, to let them know how the Earth died, and it just never happened. And it's really weird. I don't understand what.
That is strange.
I don't know what
they just
happened
gave up
to
on the project.
I guess. I don't know. I can't. I looked yesterday. I'm looking for it, and it's like all the stories are from 2021 that is going to start building in 2022.
Okay.
And then it went away.
Oh, that's too bad. I was looking forward to the data.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
And I know nobody in this audience will be surprised by this, but this tour that AOC and Bernie Sanders are doing, they're jetting off place to place in a private jet, of course. They've been recorded coming off of the jet.
They can't be expected to fly
No, come on. I mean, yes,
Domestic.
climate change is killing the planet. But these are elite people.
Yeah.
They can't go. They can't fly around on some commercial jet. What's the matter with you?
I was about to say they probably paid their carbon offsets.
What do you want them to do? Take a bus?
Right.
Is that what you want them to do?
Only if it's powered by corn. So if you do carbon offset, where's that money going? I seriously have no idea.
It goes to Al Gore.
I see.
Yeah, directly to Al Gore's bank account. Now, we haven't even discussed nuclear power.
Actually, I don't know where that money goes.
Nuclear power is America's largest source of carbon-free electricity. It's functionally miraculous. To get the energy embedded in 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas or 120 gallons of oil requires a uranium pellet no larger than the end of a small adult's thumb.
Okay.
Okay? Nuclear power is phenomenal, and we can't use it because the left calls it dirty and dangerous, and they have disallowed even talking about building power plants.
At how terrible it is.
That was something Al Gore brought up. I know we bailed out on that clip early, but he goes, now they're calling coal clean. Ugh. This guy. Such a douche.
Well, he's been calling nuclear terrible his entire career.
Yeah.
And nuclear would have, we wouldn't have the energy problems at all had we built nuclear power plants.
We need to make that happen ASAP.
We do.
Because we're going to go dark. And all these companies, these AI companies are going to bleed us dark.
And the energy that they claim is renewable is killing the planet. You know?
Right.
I mean, look what the EVs are doing to the environment. They're terrible for the environment. And the batteries are just part of the problem. I mean, it's much worse to manufacture them. It's much worse to dispose of them. So the
whole thing.
Any benefit you get driving them around and not polluting the air is all lost in the manufacture and the disposal.
But it's not lost in how I feel, Pat.
No, and that's the important part.
Feel.
That's the important part. Pope Fatimus, Maximus.
You know,
okay.
Saying that with a little respect.
Here, look at so this is an actual photograph of what China has done with the solar power.
Wow.
Okay. In beautiful mountain territory. They've completely covered it in solar panels.
Is that's
wrong? Good for the environment?
Is that how much power? Now, I bet you that doesn't even
a hairdryer
power a city.
3 kilowatts.
3 kilowatts.
3 kilowatts is what they get from.
Wow.
Good luck to the birds flying around.
No,
there.
I bet you it doesn't do a city though.
No, I bet it doesn't.
No,
probably like 3 houses.
Bet it doesn't. I mean, look at that. It's an eyesore. They've ruined the beauty of the mountains.
And most of places, they do have some storage capability, but not much.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have is when they're creating energy, that's when you have energy.
Yeah.
And when it's cloudy, sorry, you're dark. We don't have a way to store the energy so you can use it when it's dark.
And for average people who aren't massive governments out of control, it's way too expensive to get those storage units. It costs a fortune to do that. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. We are so stupid for having listened to these global warming goofballs. One good thing, though, is the State Department just removed the office of the Special Presidential Envoy for Climate. I mean, if it takes a minute and a half to say the name of the office, you need to do away with the office.
That was created for what's his face, right?
For John Kerry.
Yeah, that was his special office.
That's right. And now we've eliminated it. That's so great. The Climate Office has long been captured by ideology instead of common sense policy. The new chapter of the State Department will not include this office. This is a part of a broader effort to empower regional bureaus and embassies to effectively carry out diplomacy.
Wow.
Done deal. I mean, there's so much common sense in what's going on with President Trump right now. He's getting rid of so much garbage, and they're fighting him tooth and nail.
Oh, those are the kind of things that, they never went away, right? Once it was created, it was there forever.
Right.
Once the government created something, they're going to get bigger. They're not going to get smaller.
But fortunately, along came Donald Trump and saw to it that wasn't going to be the case. But how about the guy who works for failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz and the state of Minnesota? He was caught on camera causing over $20,000 worth of damage on half a dozen Teslas. Did we play this the other day?
We did.
I think we took a quick look at this.
We did. And we're revisiting it because we have an update in the story.
Yep. But here he is marking up Teslas, just taking his keys and keying these vehicles. Look at this a-hole.
No kidding.
What is the matter with you? Seriously, you're mentally ill.
Definitely.
If this is what you decide to do with your time.
Right. The police called this this was the equivalent of a felony at the time. So, of course, you know that they had the book thrown at him.
Good.
Except for no. They did not throw the
Except
book
for
at him.
not. Good. Oh, okay. So, a George Soros-backed district attorney in Minnesota is seeking diversion instead of criminal charges.
Correct. Yeah.
Police are very frustrated with that result, but such is life in a deep blue state like
he's got to do
Minnesota.
community service. He's got diversion.
Really?
And if he...
does he at least have to pay for the damage?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
That's part of their justification. Well, he's got to be able to work to
Yeah, and then if he doesn't have anything happen to him, I forget how long it was, then it will be like it never happened.
Too bad you can't make that a federal crime. You got to find a way to make that a federal crime and have Pam Bondi charge this guy. He deserves jail time or a mental institution, mandatory incarceration in a mental institution.
I don't think we have those anymore, do we?
I don't think we do. No.
Maybe the third floor at the hospital is
now they're all located out on the sidewalk
ward.
now.
Yeah, I know, really.
Yeah, that's where they are. That's our mental hospital now. The poor people who just can't function in society.
I think hospitals still have a psych ward, but not very many.
No. We got to do something about that, about the mental illness problem. And I don't know what the answer is to it, but it's not to just allow them to set up tent cities.
And that's what they're doing.
And that's what they're doing. Also, Elon Musk has now said, speaking of Tesla, he needs to commit some time to his company. And I would think, probably. Yeah, you're probably right on that. And so he's going to reduce his workload with Doge very soon. I thought he actually had to stop doing this on April 29th.
Well, that's what the Democrats wanted. Originally...
No, it's a rule.
Right.
So...
But originally the plan was end of June 2026. To make recommendations for the fiscal year of 26-27.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Democrats located this rule about, was it 100 days, 90 days?
Yeah, it's 100 days.
And so they're using that, And he needs to go anyway, just based on what's happening to his company because of idiots like the
numbers.
Walz guy.
Well, the numbers for Tesla were not good.
He lost 71% of his wealth.
71% of Tesla profit fell. Well, it fell 71% to $409 million. Compared with $1.39 billion during the same quarter a year ago. Boy, that's a poor guy.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's going to
get hit hard.
He can't even.
And what was the other
buy
part
lunch
of that?
anymore?
Right.
The stock price peaked in December, and now it's half of that. For Tesla. That's a quick drop. I mean, this is what the radicals do, man. They pick a target, they focus on it, and they seek to destroy it. Especially, there's like the Laffer curve. The more good you try to do for the country, the more of a target you become of the left.
Yeah.
Donald Trump himself has learned that.
I mean, the guy's an incredible patriot. He's been doing this in the face of all of the hate that he's had to endure. The Tesla dealerships being attacked, Tesla vehicles being attacked, him and his character continually attacked. And he kept doing it. He just kept pushing forward because he cares about the country.
And we have to pretend that the SpaceX doesn't exist. That's NASA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. It's incredible. All right. Let me tell you about Beam. Really excited to share something that's made a real difference with my sleep habits. Beam's Dream Powder. Proudly founded in America and run by people who share our values. They're our hard work, integrity, and delivering results. It's science-backed. It's healthy. It's a blend packed with ingredients shown to improve sleep, so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. There is nothing worse. I hate it when I go to bed and I just lay there and can't sleep, and then you start looking at the clock, bargaining with yourself. Okay, if I get to sleep right now, I can get 6 hours, and then an hour later, all right, 5 hours will do.
I go to sleep right now, I can get 4 hours.
And then
sleep right now, I can get 40 hours.
You've psyched yourself out completely. Well, this is a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. It's designed to help you fall asleep and stay asleep and wake up feeling amazing because it's all natural. And unlike other sleep aids, there's no next day grogginess. It's just great restful sleep. Beam's already improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep, helping people across the country wake up and feel their best. And here's the deal right now. Beam is giving my listeners the ultimate Patriot discount of 40% off. So you can try their best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat at checkout. That's shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com, promo code Pat for up to 40% off. You'll be supporting an American company. Invest in yourself and start getting your best sleep tonight.
Saying what you're thinking. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Few tweets here. Unrepentant thought criminal tweets. I thought Jeffy's Pope name was Pope Whitius Glutamus Maximus.
Oh, you thought wrong.
Wow. Pope with some attitude over there.
Yeah. He is a pope with attitude. That's what you'll be getting when the white puff of smoke comes up.
Well, he learned that from Pope Francis. Francis liked to slap women's hand.
Oh, yeah. Do we have that video?
No. We're going to mention it.
Because that's fun. That's fun.
But you got to pull it now.
Misspoke. Tweets, Jeffy in a Pope suit at 7 a.m. before I've had coffee. A little warning would have been helpful.
What do you mean?
Gaza large concierge. If Jeffy becomes Pope, will Chewing the Fat podcast still be free? We kind of addressed that.
Well, we did. Yeah. I mean, we're going to attempt to keep it going if we can.
But we just don't know if we can do it.
Yeah.
We just don't know. Fat Lump of Goo tweets, all those files and documents on Epstein, JFK, etc. are gone and destroyed. Kind of like a buffet when Jeffy shows up.
Oh, wait. Jeffy doesn't get it.
I don't either.
That's the I'm confused look.
Because everyone knows we don't tolerate fat shaming on this show, so it must not be that.
But nobody supports destroying a buffet more than Jeff Fisher and Chewing.
Let me eat! I think you're using the wrong choice of words. Destroying. You have a buffet.
Right.
What am I supposed to do? Not eat?
No, you're not supposed to not do that. Rowdy introvert. So they're keeping the Department of Education open just long enough to collect outstanding student loan debt.
That's what I was thinking.
I like that. Yeah. Paco D, my Earth Day tree looks like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Okay. Aww. Yeah, it's fun. Also, Nancy's vodka soaked dentures tweeted Jagger's kid and her will be able to play with the grandchildren from his first marriage.
Awesome.
That's really true.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And ex-Twitmo detainee. Okay. For all colorblind men, for all colorblind men scientists, allow me to enlighten you. The new color, it's called turquoise. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I know.
What are you, a scientist, though?
Yeah, thank you. Have you been published? Appreciate you reaching out.
So yesterday we played the clip of Carmelo Anthony's family spokesman, Dominic Alexander, where he blamed the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf in Frisco a couple weeks ago. He blamed it on the Frisco school district because they held the track meet in rainy weather.
Okay.
Here's what he had to say.
I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone with weather in that magnitude?
What does it have to do with it?
Couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds. Y'all are the media. Ask your journalists, your weather journalists, how the weather was that day and that time. Y'all do that research.
How was the weather that day? It rained.
Because as a person who is the administrator of your children,
unbelievable, man.
You are responsible for the safety of the children.
Oh my gosh.
And so it seems as if Frisco ISD is trying to push this off.
Is this the defense they're going with?
Wow.
Okay. Initially, it was self-defense. Now it rained. There shouldn't have been a track meet in the first place. And then the stabbing at the track meet wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Absolutely incredible.
Sure is.
So anyway, that reminded one of our producers, Wes, of a South Park clip from a while ago. Check this out.
Mr. Johnny Cochran, your closing arguments. Ladies and gentlemen of the supposed jury, Chef's attorney would certainly want you to believe that his client wrote Stinky Britches 10 years ago. And they make a good case. Hell, I almost felt pity myself. But ladies and gentlemen of this supposed jury, I have one final thing I want you to consider. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chewbacca.
Okay.
Chewbacca is a Wookiee from the planet Kishik. But Chewbacca lives on the planet Endor. Now think about that. That does not make sense. Damn it. What? He's using the Chewbacca defense. Why would a Wookiee, an 8-foot-tall Wookiee, want to live on Endor with a bunch of 2-foot-tall Ewoks? That does not make sense. But more importantly, you have to ask yourself, what does this have to do with this case? Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, it has nothing to do with this case. It does not make sense. Look at me. I'm a lawyer defending a major record company, and I'm talking about Chewbacca. Does that make sense? Ladies and gentlemen, I am not making any sense. None of this makes sense. And so you have to remember, when you're in that jury room deliberating and conjugating the Emancipation Proclamation, does it make sense? No. Ladies and gentlemen of this supposed jury, it does not make sense. If Chewbacca lives on Endor, you must acquit. The defense rests.
That's where we're at. It was that legitimate, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
The Chewbacca defense. You kid's unbeatable. It's never been beaten.
I mean, we haven't even got that far yet, right? I mean, this is all just preliminary BS.
No, but if they break out the Chewbacca defense, it's over.
Okay.
It's absolutely over.
Doesn't make sense.
If Chewbacca were called to the witness stand, like
he'd probably say something like, something like that, and then it's over.
But you're probably not going to have Chewbacca testify.
But that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And what does it have to do with this trial? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So look out for that. Look out for the Chewbacca defense.
Chewbacca defense. I like that a lot.
It's unbeatable. That's so great.
This Frisco thing.
Oh my gosh!
As it plays out, this is going to be a circus up there.
Because they have no shame.
No.
That family apparently has no shame whatsoever. And neither do their representatives.
To undisclosed location.
Oh yeah, they moved the kid, right?
They had to move again.
But he's got that ankle monitor, right?
Oh,
that's what I thought. So I mean, they have to alert the courts when they move because the ankle monitor. I mean, he has to be monitored. So apparently they had threats. Okay, if you say so.
Who hasn't had threats?
Thank you.
Who hasn't?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. This week, Glenn is in D.C., and later today, he's going to meet with President Trump, which is pretty cool. He was on Steve Bannon's show yesterday and gave a little preview of what he's hoping to talk to the president about.
I wonder why he hasn't taken Congress to the woodshed. The only chance we have is cut our regulation dramatically. Pass the REINS Act. Okay, pass the REINS Act. Pass that. Cut the regulation, but at least by half. Then unleash the animal spirits. Yes, give me 15, 15, 15 in taxes. 15% capital gains, 15% for the average person.
Yes.
Make it 17, 17, 17. I don't
make
care.
It 999.
But that incentivizes the entrepreneur. Yep. I can start my own business. 70% of all jobs begin with small businesses. Yes. We've got to incentivize those people. And that's Congress. And they're sitting around like they did after they won the Tea Party. They're going to be responsible for losing this whole thing. They've got to move.
What do you say about the investigations, the deep state, everything we know about Bannon? Okay, talk about that. We only got a couple of minutes. Our audience, the one thing they are furious about is...
I'm pissed.
And Pam and Cash are as good as you get. What's the problem? Your audience the same way, they're steamed?
Oh, yeah. You can do an awful lot of stuff, but until you start putting bad guys in jail, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
And you know a sense of urgency. It's not like we have this forever.
No.
I mean, if Hakeem Jeffries wins in 18 months, which is not outside the possibility to raise $2 billion,
done.
They're going to impeach Trump right
We're
everybody.
done. So where is the DOJ? Okay, I know
Washington,
Cash quite
or
well.
DC.
I believe Cash.
Did he get
I
lost,
don't know Pam.
Well, that's where he was.
I'm not throwing dispersions on her, but something's not right. Why aren't you unleashing? Is it the deep state has them by the throat? What is it? But it's got to be solved. You have no...
Is that a message that you think I don't want to get into your private conversation with the president, but is that something you would highlight? That?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think there needs to be a sense of urgency about this?
Of course it does.
What does any of it mean?
Why is Congress taking so much time off right now? Traditional 2 weeks of vacations or
Lazy.
2 weeks back to consider where they don't have town halls?
They don't care.
I don't know. I mean, it is.
Because collectively they're good people, but as a body...
They're horrible.
They're horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
Are they good people collectively?
I honestly, Steve, I can't tell you. I am at a loss for DOJ, and I'm at a loss for Congress. And I'm at a loss on Donald Trump, man. Why aren't you using the bully pulpit to go after your own here? Eat them. Eat them. Tell them, we're watching you. The whole country is watching you. Get to work. Do these things now. Have you seen the clock on the wall and the numbers spinning?
We're burning daylight.
Burning daylight.
Yep.
I hope he tells him all of that.
Every breath you take and every move you make, I'll be watching you.
Well, we're watching.
Oh, we're watching.
Yeah, we're watching.
Yeah, okay. We all are watching you. So it's even worse than having Sting just watch you.
Correct.
It's even creepier than that because everyone is watching you. You know, there are some questions there, and we've talked about it multiple times with the Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Epstein files. Why? Where? Do it! I don't understand that. Yeah. And Glenn's right. The president should be using his bully pulpit to get these things done. Get it done. Yeah, because he doesn't... What if they lose the majorities in the midterms? It's over then. It's over. He can't do anything on his own. So, yeah, time is of the essence here. We're burning daylight.
Yeah, the first 100 days wraps up on April 29th.
Which is 6 days from now. 6 days from now. I guess there's a little controversy about that Easter photo that Joe Biden sent out.
Yes,
is he the one that posted this? Did it post to his account?
On his account.
Okay, he had a bunch of grandkids, I guess, there.
Aww.
Yeah, that's it. Right there. Right there!
I mean...
And he photoshopped himself into it?
That's what
that's what's being alleged.
People are saying.
I mean, he's not dressed like the rest of the family, that's for sure.
He's not. And it looks like he's standing.
Yeah.
And you see how his arm, his left arm goes down.
Yes.
But yet his hand is up on the shoulder there.
Could it be like this and he's got a super long forearm?
Sure.
Is that what it could be?
It could be that.
Nailed it.
Did Jill take this photo? Is she in the photograph?
She is not in the photograph.
So she took the photo.
No, she's in it.
No, she is
that's
in
her,
it.
that's
Yeah,
her
that's
right
her
there.
right
Yeah,
there.
right there.
That's her nastiness.
So whoever
right
took
there.
the photo
But-
might be,
But look at that. He's clearly standing. And people found this old photo of him in that exact suit.
with that position.
Really?
Yeah.
With that look on his face?
I don't know if that was...
With that stupid ass, I'm actually dead right now look on his face?
There's no way.
We've seen that one. You don't need to Photoshop that.
No, you don't.
He's not dressed like that for this occasion. I'm sorry.
Is he the only one that went to church that day? I mean, well... Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, well, ask a stupid question.
So then what's your boss theory?
So,
Is he alive?
I don't know.
Is
I
he
mean, it could be...
dead?
That's what they're saying. Like, why would you do that?
Why would you do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
The last person that did that was Kate, and she got caught.
Yeah, and she just said, look, I'm an
admitted it.
amateur photographer, and I just messing around.
And the allegation with her was that she was too sick to do these things or whatever. And so she photoshopped something to make it look like she's fine.
Everybody from different pictures.
Yeah.
So weird. Why
He's
do
just
they
playing around.
do this?
Weird.
Really weird.
It's weird.
They know they're going to get caught, right?
Yeah, well, they must not, because they keep doing it, right? They just keep doing it.
I mean, maybe he just had to run to the bathroom and spent the day in the bathroom, and they were just
Because we
wanted to Photoshop me in.
I want to be in.
Yeah, whatever, Gramps. Go back to bed.
I want to be in that photo.
No, we're moving on.
Before people forget.
No, we were all happy you weren't around.
Yeah.
No, put me in the picture.
We specifically took the picture while you were inside.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, the people are speculating why they would do this, but we just saw him give that speech a week ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's...
Plus,
well, we just saw the Pope on Sunday going around in the Pope mobile.
That's fair.
Now, if the cover up is that he's already passed away, I mean, he doesn't want to overshadow.
Why would you do that though?
Well, another Catholic can't die right now.
Oh, is that true?
I believe.
Is that
the
right?
Pope is dead.
I think
Keith,
that's
I
right.
don't even know that.
Pope, I mean, on the Catholic rules.
I don't think any,
So for 9
Only one
days,
at a
no
time.
other Catholic
can die.
Okay.
And he's a super Catholic, so.
That's a good rule for Catholics. It keeps them alive for 9 extra days.
That's why they do it.
That's good.
That's why they do it.
They should extend that rule. No Catholics can die. Period.
Oh, period.
End of sentence. Wouldn't that be great?
Well,
and then you just don't.
To be fair, my son.
Yes. Be fair.
Catholics don't die.
It's starting
don't
to
die?
make sense.
Okay.
Jeffy is 500 years old. And look at him over there in his Pope getup.
You know what might help keep us alive a little bit longer at least? Yesterday, the FDA under HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr.
Keith's boy.
Yeah, he got after another 8 food dyes. We were suspecting... The first one was red 5. Is that right? Was it red number 5? I don't know. It was one of the red colorings.
One of the reds, yeah.
Now he's got 8 more.
Yeah.
Blue number 1.
Okay.
Also known as brilliant blue, FCF. Blue number 1 is derived from petroleum. Okay.
Here's the thing. If you start messing with my Skittles and my M&Ms, I'm going to be pissed.
It's going to be interesting to see how these
That gives us blue M&Ms. Blue number 2, also known as indigo carmine or indigotine. Blue number 2 mimics the color and properties of plant-based indigo dye. Okay.
in products like Skittles.
Yeah, you don't.
And
mess with my
blueberry
Skittles,
Pop-Tarts.
Don't mess with it. Don't do it.
Can't have that. That's not acceptable.
Citrus number 2. Okay. Citrus red number 2. That is used to color the peels of oranges.
Why are you doing that?
Oh,
I know you want it to look pretty.
Yeah, you want it to be more
Get
orange,
over it,
right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Green number 3, orange B, red dye 40, which is a famous one. I hear about red dye 40 a lot.
Do you? You actually hear about red dye 40?
Starburst,
I do.
Kool-Aid, NyQuil. Wow.
NyQuil. Don't mess with my NyQuil.
Right, or my Starburst.
Yellow number 5 and yellow number 6.
Oh, Twinkies. What? Mountain Dew.
Oh, wow. Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms, Jolly Ranchers.
Airheads.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Okay, so things are going to look different.
Food. Sure are.
You know what? We just have to get used to that.
Yes.
So what? It doesn't matter what color they are if they taste the same, and they do.
But it does.
Uh-oh.
Does it, though?
Jeffy's going to go kicking and screaming if you start touching his food.
I mean, if you watch the Food Network, you do eat with your eyes first.
Thank you.
Right? That's the first thing you do is eat with your eyes. I don't know who's sticking food in their eyes, but I don't fully understand it. But yeah, things won't look the same. Or we'll find something else to color them, I guess. I don't know, something natural maybe?
Right. That's the hope.
Yeah. And something is
maybe
hurting us.
there'd be an M&M with the new color Olo.
All right. Yeah.
Still have the new M&M color
turquoise.
Olo.
Yeah.
No, Olo.
Nobody's ever seen. No human. Look at that. No human's ever seen that. This is a historic day for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at that. You are looking at a color that's never been seen by human beings.
I mean, that's history.
That's history. Right there. All right. Speaking of history, let's go to Tracy in Florida. Hey, Tracy. Welcome.
Bingo!
Okay, that was close.
That was close.
That was a close one.
That was close. That was close to a misfire.
Where did your bingo happen, Tracy?
The bottom column?
Mm-hmm. Bottom row. Across? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Big Mike. Never gonna happen.
Okay.
Keith. She legit.
Yeah.
Hat. Chewbacca voice.
Yes. You got it. Okay.
You all right?
100.
Uh-huh.
And the Villages, Biden.
And the Villages. There it is. Tracy, congratulations. We're going to set you up with the $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com and the dozen Keksi cookies from Keksi.com, KEKSI.com. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
All right.
We're going to do this again next week, so don't fret. It's happening again, and you'll have a chance to win the thousands of dollars worth of cash and prize. Well, no cash, but the prize.
A little below that.
Yeah,
just a slight.
Well, we
maybe
don't want you to
a
report
little
it to the
exaggeration.
IRS, so it's a little
Right.
bit-
We're doing you a
Right.
favor.
We're doing you a favor.
So it's roughly $599 worth of merch, roughly.
There you
Roughly. I mean, really roughly. Give or take.
Give or take, yes.
$500.
Check with
Okay.
your local precincts if you have to report it to the IRS.
Did you guys see the story of the mother? Well, let me tell you about this in a second. Got another situation. Oh no! Another situation at the.
We sell advertising.
No, not that. We got another situation at the YMCA. You know the YMCA story?
I do.
This is crazy.
I do. Of course.
It's got to stop. We'll get into that in a second. I don't know about you, but one of the best things in life is a good, tender, juicy steak. I just had one of these yesterday. So delicious. Oh, my gosh. So good. And when it comes from a cow that was raised right here in Texas, it's a local steak. I love it. If you want beef from a family-owned fifth-generation ranch like I do, well, look no further than Tri-Tails Beef. You can bring premium Texas beef to your table because these are top-tier cuts of meat, hand-packed and delivered directly to you. USDA Prime and Choice Beef. There's nothing better. High-end Black Angus genetics that ensures that every bite is going to be consistently delicious. There's no grass-fed gimmicks. Just premium, flavorful beef that's been raised the right way and balanced for tenderness and marbling. And that means, of course, these cattle are pasture-raised and grain-finished by Texans who care about the quality of their product. These are not Norwegian cows. They're not from outer Mongolia. It's not one of those things that is just packaged in the U.S. You're not going to get any of that when you go to trybeef.com.
What about Nigerian cows?
No Nigerian cows whatsoever.
Okay.
None. They're all from Texas. And you're going to automatically receive free beef tips when you spend over $249.99. Nice. Okay? And you can also get an additional 5%, almost site-wide, until May 4th. That's Trybeef, T-R-Y, trybeef.com/Pat Gray. Get 5% off plus the free beef tips with your order today.
Pat Gray Unleashed continues.
It does. So a mother said she and her 7-year-old daughter encountered a naked man.
Oh, hell.
With his exposed genitals.
Yeah.
And if he had a dangling participle right there in the locker room. And so her 7-year-old daughter's exposed to this. She's exposed to this.
And her first thought is, I've got to report this.
All right.
Okay.
Pope Jeffy. Okay.
Now, as Pope, I would think you'd be concerned about this.
No, not if he's continuing the legacy of Francis.
That's true. That's really true. So the mother said she and her daughter had just finished swimming lessons where she estimates hundreds of children were present and had entered the women's locker room to change. And she says, this is an issue of somebody showing their body parts to my child in a room where she should be safe from these kinds of things. She said, she said, hey, why are you in the women's locker room? You're obviously a man. And he said, honey, I'm a woman.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Honey, I'm a woman. Hear me roar.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Unreal. I mean, This has got to stop. So the mom and daughter sprinted out of the locker room because they don't feel safe, and I guess it doesn't matter at the YMCA, right?
Correct.
Does it still stand for Young Men's Christian Association? And this is acceptable at the Young Men's Christian Association.
Well, yeah, because this isn't the first time that it's happened, right? At the Y.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
That's right. And the Y always backs the trans person.
Yep.
Angela Bush, a YMCA member, said that my 11-year-old does use that locker room, especially after we go to the pool. In there, you either have to use the closed-off showers or try to change as quickly as possible. It's definitely shocking and something we'll be looking out for a little bit. Yeah, you should. You should. Meanwhile, the YMCA offered the following. The YMCA of Greater Kansas City is aware of a reported incident in the locker room at the North Kansas City YMCA. This happened on April 12th. We continue to investigate the incident and are unable to provide further details at this time. Okay. We also are cooperating with the North Kansas City Police Department as they conduct their investigation. The safety and well-being of all members is a priority, and we take this concern seriously. That is weak. That's pretty weak. For some reason, the trans person gets all consideration.
All the rights.
Now,
the women get none.
Is this the same dude that showed up at the Nancy Mace town hall? Because that was an interesting run in there. Because don't call me Tranny, okay?
Does your husband call you babe? I'm not married. Okay, so even better. I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize.
Apologize for saying Tranny.
Second of all,
Is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, now.
Yeah.
of course.
Tranny. Yeah. Tranny. If that's derogatory, you
What are you about to do with that potted plant, bro? Did you see how his voice? Did you hear how his voice changed?
Yeah, when he got mad.
He gets like this. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a man."
Unbelievable.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Again,
we are there.
It's got to stop. It really has to stop. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer talking about defining woman.
Yeah.
We saw protests this weekend in Bristol, as Paul mentioned, about the Supreme Court ruling. Do you believe a trans woman is a woman?
Look, I think the Supreme Court has answered that question.
Oh, so now I don't
and
have
I think,
right.
Look, a woman is an adult female, and the court has made that absolutely clear. I actually welcome the judgment because I think it gives real clarity.
A woman is not.
It allows those that have got to draw up guidance to be really clear about what that guidance should say. So I think it's important that we see the judgment for what it is. It's
he
a
can't
welcome
even say
step
it.
forward.
He's
it's real
punting it to the
clarity
court.
in an area where we did need clarity. I'm pleased it's come about. We need to move and make sure that we now ensure that all guidance is in the right place according to that judgment.
What are your words for the trans community who are worried about what this could mean for them?
Well, look, I think it is important that we have clarity about the law. That's what the Supreme Court is
all we
there
needed.
for.
Yeah.
So obviously that's an important and welcome step, and we go forward from there.
Wow.
Clarity.
So he can't say it. So thank you, court, for getting us off the hook.
It is amazing, though.
You
the
can barely
Supreme Court,
say it with that.
Right.
It's amazing the Supreme Court ruled the way they did in Britain. Good for them. Good for them. They actually ruled in favor of common sense for a change, and they seem to be doing better on that front than we are right now. Almost everybody else is doing better than we are on that front right now. We can't seem to get out of our own way on this thing. Please, you got a guy with his dangling participle hanging out in a YMCA women's locker room, and you don't know what to do about that? Jeez. No! If you have male parts, you're going to the men's locker room. You're not going to be in there endangering females. It's asinine.
What was the quote?
It's hard to believe we're
Listen, honey.
Yeah.
I'm a woman. All woman.
I mean, that's what they're all saying, right? That's why they're all wearing the dolls T-shirt to protect the dolls.
Yeah, that's why.
That's for the trans people, right?
Based off the UK court ruling.
Yeah. They all say, they're all doing the all proceeds of the sale of T-shirt. I think the challenges that trans people in the States are facing right now I just keep thinking about how scared I was when I was a 12-year-old gay white boy in an upper middle-class suburb in New York City, let alone a trans girl in middle America under this administration.
Wait, you can't
basically telling her she doesn't exist.
Okay.
Have we said that at all?
No. No, we have
all?
not. No. Mm-mm. It's garbage. It is garbage. You know, this is a guy, this president is a person who, when he was elected the first time, was the most friendly ever elected to that office to LGBTQ people, to the gay and lesbian community. He was for gay marriage before Barack Obama was. So don't give me that you're afraid that he's going to... What's he going to do to you? Nothing! Hopefully he's going to restore common sense and we don't have to have men in women's locker rooms. Is that scary to you?
Yes. That means you're denying their visibility.
Yeah. Go to the men's room. You'll be fine. Okay? Nobody's going to hassle you in there.
So this, again, is added to the 2025 Tough Act?
Yes. Yes. It's another part of the Tough Act. So good.
Yeah. And don't forget that the commander-in-chief, through the Defense Department, wanted to ban trans members of the military. And I guess those that are really in charge, the judges in this country.
Yeah.
The Court of Appeals there said, no, we're gonna stop your ban for now.
You talk about separation of powers.
Mm-hmm.
It is the president who oversees the military, not the court system.
Right.
I don't even know how this is happening.
Yeah, and it was just one judge, by the way. So President Reyes, I think, is now in charge. And so now we're going to the Court of Appeals after that terrible ruling.
Pathetic. It's just really... It's madness. We just descended into madness. Somebody said it once. It's a madhouse! Mm-hmm. A madhouse! It's more of a madhouse than if apes ruled the planet. At least with that, you could say, okay, we must have had some kind of Holocaust and now apes are in charge. I understand that. I don't get it with the humans turning on the humans thing. It's incomprehensible. All right. We're out of time. See you back here tomorrow. Oh, and on overtime later today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.